Ah, 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 ah. Yeah, I pledge allegiance to the trap house. That's how I got all this dope shit to rap about. Spit heroin, that Frank Lucas blue magic. Fresh to death, tell him I'ma need a few caskets. Trapper turn rapper, used to rap crack rock while it was wet and tell him that the weight was proper. Blow, 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 blow.
Yo, what's up? This is week 2 of the Jack and Ginger podcast, and this is Derek. That was a song by my brother Richie Birds called "Spewing." It wasn't on his mixtape that he put out, but that was one of the unreleased joints that was a gem, man. So I had to show love to that to start the podcast out. So appreciate it. Right, so man, first I want to start off by thanking everybody for tuning in for a second week. I know, man, I came back. I told you I was going to come back. I'm a couple days late, but I'm here. Man, I just want to give some gratitude first and foremost to everybody, whether it be, you watched on Instagram, watching just a quick clip on there, or if you clicked on the YouTube, I appreciate it. The podcast is also available now on Apple Podcasts, as well as, I believe, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. So however you are listening to this now, I definitely want to, show my appreciation for you because it means a lot. So I do want to ask a favor, and I don't like asking favors at all. If you are watching on YouTube, just hit that subscribe button, like the video, drop a comment for me. I'm going to comment back, and we can keep this going. If you're listening on like Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any of those other platforms, just hit that follow or share button. However you're consuming this, I appreciate you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So, yeah, man, I just mainly just wanted to express my gratitude in the beginning because, like, typically when I do something, I rarely, if ever, ask for support. So it's kind of overwhelming in a good way to, get all the positive feedback and to also see all the support from people, sharing posts or liking or commenting. I definitely appreciate it, man. So let's keep this going. I promise I'm going to at least keep it going and bringing, a new episode, hopefully every week going forward. So, yeah, so what's been going on, man? I do have to address one thing, right? So my last podcast, my boys ate me up because I had started this whole Jameis Watch thing, right? So the day I recorded was actually the day of the second game. I recorded right before the second game. Where it fell, the timing was like the podcast came after the second game where he had threw 2 interceptions. So I didn't forget about the second game. So we're not going to excuse the second game, but my boy bounced back. The Jameis Watch is still in effect. He got, I think, 8 total touchdowns right now and 2 interceptions. So he's still balling. I just want to, I got ahead of my skis a little bit. I kind of, got a little ahead of myself, got to put a little bit too much dip on my chip, what I'm saying, by calling him the MVP. But the boy, he's still going to be nice. We still going to have a good season. But I got to tamper down the MVP talk, let's say that. So also in sports, like last week in sports was terrible for me. Like all my teams lost. The Bucks lost a hard-fought game to the Chargers. The Knowles lost again, of course, because they always losing at this point. And then I went 0-3 in fantasy. Like, that was the head scratcher for me because, like, I'm usually going to get at least 1 or 2 dubs in fantasy a week. So, yeah, I got to get it together, man, because I'm low-key a fantasy guru. I know a lot of people going to hate on that comment that actually see this part because some of them are in my fantasy leagues or whatever, but they know I am a guru. I may even do a fantasy special, right? So, yeah, man, so one thing I did want to do on this podcast is just start showing love to small businesses. Just because I know, like, running a small business myself, I know how much a simple, like, shout out or just some love or share, how much it can mean, even if you get one customer, right? That one customer may, buy you some new equipment for the month or maybe the drive you need to keep going. So one thing I want to do is start highlighting small businesses. It don't have to be local. It could be in your state if you want to suggest somebody or your city that I can shout out. I definitely want to start doing that just to start showing love. And I'm not trying to put everybody in that box of, that they need my support or anything. I just want to like mainly just do that as a shout out because I think it'll be cool. So a couple small businesses I'm going to highlight today. I got on the shirt from The Bully. You can find them at shopthebully.com. They got a bunch of dope T-shirts. They got slides for like women, kids, men as well. So they got some dope stuff. And then another small business I wanted to shout out was actually cakedupcville.com. So the company is Caked Up Seville. As you can tell, it's a cake company, well, bakery. I'm not sure how she wants to describe herself, but the owner is Norquita Goins, who happens to be my sister. So, but she's dope. I want to give her a shout out. She makes the best cakes in the world. She's based out of Charlottesville, Virginia. So I'm gonna put both links on YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube page, you'll be able to get to both of those, Shop the Bully and also Caked Up Seville. Go show them some love. Yeah, man, let's just keep it going. That's something I want to do every week. Like every week, we gonna support at least one business. Even if I can send one customer to them, I can say I'm doing my job. On the business front, one thing I did see this week that I wanted to touch on because it was like motivational and inspirational to me was, I don't know if you guys seen it, but Gotti, he just got ownership or bought ownership in the MLS team, DC United. Right, I thought that was a major move, right? Like seeing how, like Gotti came from like the cocaine music mixtapes to like going more mainstream with his music and putting out projects, to getting his own label, to signing like some of the dopest artists. I know y'all remember I talked about ESTG in the first episode. He's on Gotti's label. I think he has like Moneybagg Yo and like a couple other artists as well. To see him like rise from that to having an ownership in a major league team. Now I know some people say, it's only Major League Soccer, like it ain't the NFL, but I mean Major League Soccer is a big deal. Like I don't care if you got, a professional badminton team that you own, that's still ownership. So I want to shout out to him. Like Major League Soccer isn't on the same level as like the NBA, NFL, but I think the valuation for the team was at like $750 million, and he owns like I think 2 to 3%. So that's major, especially since like even if you have money, in some cases like they won't even let you in the room. They won't even let you sit at the table. So the fact that they even let him sit at the table and gain ownership and went public with it, I thought was dope. I'm an entrepreneur myself, or I consider myself to be. I do work a 9 to 5, but I'm trying to get a little extra money on the side too. So that was something dope to me that I wanted to highlight and just touch on real quickly. One thing I did see this past week, I don't know if you guys saw the BMF premiere on, I think it's on, was it on Stars? So we've been hearing about it for a while, just because like 50 Cent is the master of promoting. He like the Don King executive producer of TV, right? Like he do all this crazy stuff on Instagram, just shouting out the shows to get you to watch them. But I can say he delivers. Like I don't want to go too far with it, but like watching the series premiere, I was like, damn, this is gonna be a dope show. Just because like a lot of TV shows, you watch the first episode and they spend the whole first episode building up the characters. You may not even get into the real story until like the second or third episode. So by that time, you probably done lost interest. But with this joint, I was like, they like built the characters pretty quickly, and then they transition like right into the action. Like I'm not gonna give it away if you haven't seen it yet, but I think this is gonna be one of the best shows on TV. One of the characters that like I was like, this is crazy. Just watching him act was this dude Lamar. Like this dude, I forgot his last name, but I could tell he gonna be a menace on there. Like he reminded me of, I don't know if y'all ever seen Paper Soldiers, but Beanie Siegel role in Paper Soldiers. Excuse me, he played the role of Stu. Stu was the bully, and you could tell from like episode 1 that this dude Lamar is gonna be like he gonna cause havoc on the show. And it was also dope that like they got Lil Meech, which is Big Meech's son, to actually play the role of his father. So it's like, yo, what better person can you have to play that role than your own son? Like he can, I'm sure they still communicate, every day or whatever, but he can pull directly from his father's past experiences to play this role to a T. So I think it's gonna be dope, man. And like I've only been to Michigan or to Detroit maybe like once or twice, but just looking at the show, it seemed like they did do a good job of like capturing like what Detroit is. So now I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat every week waiting for that joint to drop, because I wish it was on like Netflix and I could go binge it and just do it that way. So yeah, I think that's gonna be dope. Like I said, I'm not gonna give away too much, but I wanted to touch on that as well. One thing I want to do going forward is not so much interview people, but I want to bring some people on the show as well, just to spice things up, just to make it a little bit more interesting. I know y'all can get tired of hearing my voice talking over and over again, and gonna want some different aspects and just some different perspectives. So I'm definitely gonna do that, but I'm still working through the kinks, making sure the audio is correct, making sure the visuals are right. Like I'm the only one in the room. I'm running the camera, I'm running the roadcaster. I'm trying to make sure the levels is right on my mic and everything. So I'm still working through that. I think I'm doing a decent job, but I got to get it right before I take it to where I want it to go. But I hope y'all stick with me, and we're gonna make this something special. And I'm gonna give y'all something every episode I drop, man. I really want to take this to where I am, interviewing like business owners, possibly entertainers, just people that are of interest in the community and who are kind of pushing the culture forward. That's what where I want to take this. So definitely, again, I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you drop a comment, and I'll comment back. And I'll check in with you guys on the next episode. Appreciate it.